Hello and welcome back to Kino-Plays, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Let's go. It's been a couple of days since last one. I'm not really sure what we were doing at the end of the last stream, so it might take me a second or two to get back up to speed. Obviously we just showed him a knife for some reason, but let's see what he has to say about it. I hope this was the last piece of evidence we needed to show him, because... oh boy. About this. Is that... it has a tag attached to it with a label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came coming back to me. Came coming back to me? What? Stupid dyslexic Kino. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Let's do Doc's crimes first. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yeah. But it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady but a kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Stop going too fast! I'm not pressing anything to progress this. Jogger came up on the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. That was annoying. I wanted to read all that. Why did you choose to do this as a progressive thing without letting me stop it? Jerks! I don't even know what the rest of that said. I didn't have time to read it. To myself, much less to you guys. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yeah, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Well, that'd be the falsified evidence then, I guess. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to last fibre. That's pretty conclusive. Huh. He's telling about died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Yeesh. Broken tip was found in the victim's body belonging to the murderer, Joe Dark. there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office. Unless your visitor pass works, Phoenix. I mean, I'm guessing that gets treated as a detective's ID card, seeing as how it let you into the evidence room. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Okay, I guess maybe we do need to convince him then. I'm thinking it'll be the photo. Nope, not the photo. Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. Sheesh. Okay, what useful evidence could there be then? Well, since this is in the photo as well, maybe it's a two-piece evidence thing? What do you think, Tom? Are you thinking of any piece of evidence that might work? About that jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the Chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? Oh, maybe I am right. Maybe I had to show him the vase and then I can show him the picture. No, apparently not. I guess that would have made too much logical sense as a way to get him to let us into that room then. I mean, showing him that this item was originally in that room, I guess, doesn't help. I can't remember if we went through a certain amount of this evidence before or not. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it were a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Laura was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. Okay, he's not interested in the autopsy. Oh, that's been updated. Okay, let's have a look at this now. It's been updated. Neil Marshall, 27, dead. Date and time of death, February 19th, between 7 PM and 7:30. Caused a single stab wound piercing heart and lung. Died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. Okay. Yeah, maybe talking to someone smarter would help, but the implication is that I should have a piece of evidence that will let us get in there. Oh! Unless you mean talk to Edgeworth and maybe he'll give us a letter to give to Gumshoe. Yeah. Let's go see if Edgeworth's in his office. Finally. Over here. Well, something's changed here. You might be onto something. I wonder if Edgeworth's back yet. There he is! Looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, eh? I've had to live with the past 2 years with rumours flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Well, first, let's have a look at this in case it's something useful to me. I wonder why he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? They're just sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, Letter of Resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it's your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Ugh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Well, maybe that'll be enough to get Gumshoe to help us out. Just make him panic a bit that things are going to go badly for Edgeworth. He won such a prestigious award, why would you just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than that giant steel samurai. Ah, that's the same stuff you said last time. I was really hoping now that we've got that photo, she'd... Oh, wait, that's just changed. I saw something today that looked like this, somewhere. Something that looked like that? Yeah, only different. Now where was that? She's right. Something's amiss here. Maybe I should show Edgeworth that item. Aha! Good, now we have a use for the photo. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall's holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Okay. Ooh, okay, we've got a lot of things to talk to him about. But let's start with that trophy. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. Oh! So that's what that's about. It's all about the sword that can cut through anything and the unbreakable shield. Well, if a sword can cut through anything, the shield can't block it. But if the shield can block anything, then the sword can't cut through it. They can't both be right. That's a good call for both the prosecutor thing and a defence thing. Nice idea there, lads. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Yeah, nice cover up there, Phoenix. Very well. Why are you playing the court music for this part? Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armour. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. So that's why the courtroom music. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Nice way calling me out there, lad. Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolise... Precisely so. They symbolise the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Yes, it is a really ugly trophy. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? God damn it, Phoenix, you haven't pieced it together that the sword was the murder weapon. Yeah. You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant? Okay. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can erase, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified? The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. Bullshit? You need to trust them that the evidence is false. You don't need to then always make sure that whatever evidence you're given is real. You need to just trust them. It's all on them to not give you fake evidence. That does not go both ways. They have experts for determining what's real and what isn't. You're not expected to be a jack of all trades. Whatever. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? Huh. First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. Well, yeah, that is your job. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. Tell that to the Golden Globes and any other one where the people don't turn up. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh, yeah. Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes. It was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Yeah, that's not sus at all. Especially since you said that the evidence only gets moved out once a case has been closed for like 2 years. Why would something that was only 6 months old be transferred? Sus as fuck. Oh no. Is the lunch lady back? Excuse me. Oh yep, here she is. Time to make us hungry again. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Yeah, bring it. Miss Starr, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. No, that's just a thirsty motherfucker that didn't have access to a cock. What a freak. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from the case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Yeah, not unless you're lying. Because I seriously think you're part of just making all of this crap up. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for a half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Okay. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant? That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumours about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr? That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lorna transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lorna was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lorna? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Okay. Let's do a quick run through the evidence just in case there's anything else she can tell us about this. I mean, there's certainly a few openings to what she's been saying anyway. I don't have anything else to tell you. Miss Starr, the only thing I can give you now is a poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Eat this, and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow. Okay then. Yep, wrong button. My bad. And she can say that she doesn't have anything to tell us, but that might not actually turn out to be true, so... Come on, react to something, regardless of what you've just said. Make it so I haven't wasted my time. Okay, I don't even know why I showed the luminol. There's no way that was going to work. Oh, the screwdriver. Anything? Nope. Come on, you should at least be reacting to the SL9 stuff. No reaction to the handprint involving your boyfriend either. Really? She's not going to react to anything? Damn, maybe I should have taken her at her word for not having anything else to say then. Well, at least that didn't take very long. Alright, let's show Gumshoe that letter then. See if that'll convince him to help us, in order to save Edgeworth's job. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ! I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I had to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Come on, let it. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. But I'm no different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective? That's it. I made up my mind. But... Here, take me ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective? Thank you. Cool. Let's have a look out. Oh god, he's even sad in his picture. Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he? I don't know, I mean, if they took a photo of him when he's in his laughing face, it'd be fine. Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face. Look, his eyes are half shut. Yeah, and his mouth is half open. Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch. And he's got the narrow end of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. Not a single one of those complaints is visible in this goddamn picture. His eyes are fully open, his mouth's closed, and the wide part of the tie is at the front. God, you two are so cruel to him. What assholes! Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eh! Ah! Ooh, slapped again. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Oh! What the fuck, Phoenix? Why'd you destroy his ID card? Dick! Hey, don't do that to me card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Go on now. Let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armour and these weapons? Sure is, pal. Chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You're 15. What taxes? You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful of what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armour as we speak. Yes, Emma, he certainly seems to have no problem with imitations when it comes to evidence, does he? I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. This is safe, isn't it? Wow, Phoenix! Congratulations! You were able to recognize a safe! Fucking hell, Phoenix. Safe? That word's ripe with intrigue. Okay. If you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I might just know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday. It's... No, Gumshoe. It's all 7s. Just like the ID number that turned up in the report from before. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Let me guess, the missing piece of the pottery and the broken sword from the trophy. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? All 7s, the final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean... all 7s? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 short this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? You're goddamn right we should. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Luke, it's a shard from a broken cup. This looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? Looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. Well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup. Yeah, but I'm guessing that piece of cloth was a piece of cloth that was being worn by Neil. He left a handprint on his back when he stabbed him, so then he cut it off, and no, that'd be too noticeable, cutting off a section of clothing from the victim. But he could have been holding that piece of cloth when he held the knife. So as not to leave fingerprints. But then why would he keep the cloth? Huh. Hopefully we'll find something when we examine it, assuming it gets to they both get added to the record. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Well, the first piece is blatantly obvious. Detective Gumshoe, could you have a look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards has an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. By George, I think an idea has clued. His 3 remaining brain cells have rubbed together to create fire. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Shows what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Yeah, that definitely doesn't look... I was thinking... oh crap, I need to cough. I was thinking you were right that it looked like letters, but that it was letters and a blood spatter. But no. Some sort of corner or something, maybe? But I don't know what the dots are for. Maybe we're going to have to do a dot-to-dot puzzle to draw what the rest of the symbol is or something. There, fits like a charm. That of course means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the incident. But... Hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just detached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Okay. Are you sure those are blood traces, though, and not paint? I mean, they're a bit too bright red. Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. That is not dark. That is really fucking bright. Huh. Looks like blood. This piece the Chief has is different, though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. Now, I really thought he was going to let me do at least some form of examination on this, but it doesn't seem like it wants to. And yeah, it does look like an M. Now, it's not easy to rotate it round the way I want it to. Nope. Alright, let's see. Oh my god, the killer was Michael Jackson! Problem is, it's probably not actually letters. It's probably either katakana or hiragana. So we're probably not even going to be able to guess at what it's supposed to be anyway. Well, right, in the photo it actually is this way up anyway. It really does get stood up this way for some strange reason, doesn't it? Ah, stop rotating the wrong way! There. Ah. I've got to do it really counterintuitively to get it to go up the right way. So it'd be this way, down along, with the line down here, and your little symbols, little slashes that mean it's pronounced a different way. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be kanji or something. It looks familiar, but I don't know what. If only we could spray it with luminol or something, but you can't do that, because that's investigates, not. You can't just use it and then combine it with evidence, unfortunately. Apparently we're not done in here though, because we haven't been kicked out or anything yet, so let's keep checking. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. That's the same drawing of a piece of paper that Edgeworth showed. That's the evidence list. I'm guessing his list is the full list, though. Whereas Edgeworth's is the edited one. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Oh no, so this is still the an edited one. Huh. Hey, look at the case name. SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? Yeah, that's right. I guess there weren't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Okay, let's have a look at that list then. Wow, that's so useful. Oh, what? Wait, what the fuck? This is Emma's drawing. I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about it for now. Dude, seriously? All you have to do is show it to Emma and she'll say that's the drawing she made when she had trouble testifying. She told you about this, that she couldn't talk on the stand very well, so she's tried to draw the picture and no one followed it. Yes, the game is so goddamn stupid at times. You already told us what this is. There is no reason to hold this back for a shock surprise later on. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I'd better not forget about this picture. That was so stupid! And it hasn't even updated it to say that there's a picture on the other side of it, or made it a separate piece of evidence so that we'd have access to the picture later. Oh, that's so stupid! So now we've got to remember that there's a picture on the back of this evidence list. So pointless! Fuck you, Wright. Exactly as Tomo said. Fuck. Yeah, you've already said that. We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. Already did. God damn it. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Oh, fucking hell. Yep. Okay. Just that face and that statement about beholding the chief's organ. Yep. Okay. That broke me a little. God damn it. Occasionally we hear him playing with it from the Criminal Affairs Department. You know exactly what you're writing. You know what you've done. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. How fucking loud does this guy fap? When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone ever, anyway. That's beside the point. Huh. I kind of really expected to find that he'd hidden the blade inside this. You know, the one from the trophy. I really thought that Emma was gonna just impulsively press a few notes and go, oh, that doesn't sound right. And then we'd find the sword inside one of these pipes. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? Nah. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. It was stuff legends were made of. Does he keep it in the memory of her, or in memory of the crime? This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dog ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. Forgot what, Tomo? After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew that he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Now that's an interesting call, Tomo. Let's have a look at that. Holy crap, you're right, Tomo. E M A Emma. Now, why in the hell would Emma be written on here in what they're claiming is incredibly bright red blood? Interesting. That is sus as fuck. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. The fuck? Do we need to talk, Gumshoe? This is the 15th floor. Ah, no. I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Fucking hell, Gumshoe! Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. Detective Gumshoe in Batman Returns 2. The New Catman. The fuck? Detective Gunn playing the role of Max Schreck. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armour from here... At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh. Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. And it has stained glass right at the top of it anyway. Well, that was some weird stuff. Well, we'll start talking to Detective Gumshoe next time after the break on Kino-Plays, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. New episodes upload daily to the YouTube channel, 9 PM UK time. Thank you for joining me, take care, and goodbye.